Take my hand and start a brand new day. And together as one we'll start to see some change. Take my hand and start a brand new day. Together as one we'll be stronger in every way. Take my hand and start a brand new day. Together as one we'll be stronger in every way.
I'm Jane Acker, your 2012 Live United campaign chair for United Way of Story County. You're about to hear 3 heartwarming and inspirational stories about what it takes to live united in our communities. As you listen, think about the difference we all can make when we give, advocate, and volunteer. The Foster Care Support Group, facilitated by Youth and Shelter Services staff in partnership with Iowa KidsNet, has a special place in the lives of many people in Story County. Dan and Lindsay are avid believers in the support group, which is just one of over 90 programs funded by United Way donors.
It's really cool to see how that giving has helped our family and has helped us to help children in our community. Every kid deserves to be special to somebody. And just to have that family behind them that's making sure they get to school, making sure they have healthy meals, letting them participate in the extracurricular activities and investing into their life. Every kid does deserve that.
3 years ago, foster parents Dan and Lindsay adopted a sibling group of 3. They've recently added another adopted child to their family. The Foster Care Support Group was a resource that helped them when they opened their home to these children.
Because of the foster parent support group, we have a better idea of what we're dealing with and the way they were brought up or the issues that they have. There's a lot of knowledge there and teaching us how to deal with the problems that we face, so the kids win out.
Dan and Lindsay's children are in a much better place today due, in part, to the information they received at the Foster Care Support Group. It has paired Dan and Lindsay's natural inclination to care with the skills they need to be great parents to children coming out of trauma.
The biggest misconception about foster kids is that they're all troublemakers and they're all, really bad kids. They're just dealing with a loss of everything they know, and so deep down they're good kids. They just have issues that, you need to go to the support group to figure out how to help them.
Dan and Lindsay have seen the change in their children. Lindsay can easily recall one powerful story of their oldest son.
I remember the first time I was taking him to soccer, and he was just so excited. He was like practically bouncing around in the van. And finally I just said, why are you so excited? What's the big deal? And he said, this is the 3rd time I've been signed up for soccer, and this is the first time I've ever really got to go. Every other time I had to move. We hope all the time that we can make a difference in not just their childhood and their memories, but in their growing up. What that end product is going to be, that they're going to grow up to be a loving, kind person that is going to grow up learning how to help other people and to overcome that cycle of what they've come out of.
Jill Alexander is a pediatrician and a firm believer in the benefits early literacy can have in the life of a child. She is active in the Reach Out and Read program, which is partially funded by a United Way of Story County grant.
It's a program where we give parents a book at every healthy checkup, from the 6-month visit through the 5-year checkup. We encourage parents to read to their children, and we also have reading-friendly waiting rooms where there's reading corners. We have a volunteer reader out in the waiting room sometimes to read to children, and we just give that high literacy environment to try to help parents remember the importance of reading to their kids. We really want to get families reading to kids and have them ready to read when they start kindergarten. So I walk in with that book, and it's the first thing I do. I present the book, which I can also do a developmental screening on, and I encourage them to read every day with their child. We know kids that are set up for failure if they're not reading at grade level by 1st grade. Most of them won't be reading at grade level by 4th grade, and we know if you're not reading at grade level by 4th grade and beyond, you're set up for delinquency and dropping out of school and a whole host of other problems that come along with that.
In Iowa, 52% of kids don't get read to. That happens in high and low income families alike, but low income families are far less likely to have books in their homes. The Reach Out and Read program helps kids have access to books at a critical time in their lives.
We give advice to parents to read books, and I think that we're giving advice in a context of giving them a lot of other information. Use your car seat, food safety, sun safety, and we want that message to be really strong and powerful because I think it's as important as those things. Read every day with Cameron. Yeah. Best thing you can do to get him ready for school.
Yeah, thank you.
In a sense, as pediatricians, we're immunizing against illiteracy when we give kids these books. And I usually see it at the 9-month visit when that book that I gave them from the last visit, very worn and the edges torn a little bit. It's been gnawed on by some teeth, and it's just sticking out of the diaper bag enough to show me that I'm reading and I'm doing what you said and I know it's important for my child.
Jill acts as an advocate for literacy with parents and children, and she knows others can speak up for causes they believe in too.
People can become great advocates if they're dedicated and they care. And I think that's all it takes is some energy and whatever resources you have. And if those resources are talking to people or connecting with one child in what you feel that's important or donating to a cause, I think you can easily do it. You just have to care about what you're doing. And that's so important. That feels good, to feel like you really made a difference.
Marguerite volunteered with Day of Caring 8 years ago and has never stopped.
There's some coffee for you.
Every Wednesday, you'll find her at Heartland Senior Services Adult Day Center, where she's helping to serve lunch, setting the tables, pouring beverages, dishing meals, and doing the cleanup.
I have worked in home care before, and in seeing patients in their homes, and many of them live by themselves or live with their families. Having the Adult Day Center for people to get out of their homes so they're able to have more interaction with other seniors gives the family a respite or time to kind of regenerate so they're able to keep them in the home longer. And at one time, my father-in-law came. Because I had volunteered here, I knew how beneficial it would be for him. We knew if we could only get him here that he would enjoy it, to be able to interact with people and get good meals and know he was in a safe environment.
Marguerite knew her father-in-law would enjoy coming to the Adult Day Center. This is a valuable service for clients and their families. You just heard it's a safe and helpful place, but it is also a community.
The one thing about people coming to the Adult Day Center that's good for them is the opportunity to be with other seniors, especially those that do live alone. After lunch, they're setting up tables to play dominoes, they're setting up tables to play Uno. So they are doing things with them to help stimulate their mind and keep them active. It's just a good, safe place for people to come.
United Way of Story County supports the Adult Day Center because it helps people in need here in our communities. Marguerite volunteers her time to allow the professional staff to spend more time with the clients, but it is also fulfilling for her.
I believe that we're to take care of the least and the lost and the left behind, and I think sometimes the elderly fall into that group of people. If you've been blessed in your life, then I think you can be a blessing in somebody else's life by helping out and volunteering. I would strongly recommend people giving volunteer work a try because there's just a lot of places, a lot of agencies that are served by the United Way that use volunteers.
Join hands, open your heart, lend your muscle, find your voice, give 10%, give 100%, give 110%, give an hour, give a Saturday, think of we before me. Reach out a hand to one and influence the condition of all through United Way of Story County.